All right, guys. We are here today. It's the day before Nvidia earnings. Honestly, that's the biggest thing. Today we got the Case-Shiller House Price Index going live earlier too, as well. And yeah, we got the Case-Shiller House Price Index. We got some Fed speakers. Today's still kind of slow. Tomorrow we got Nvidia earnings. Wednesday or Thursday we got GDP data. Friday we have PCE inflation. Markets down mostly. Apple's down. Meta's all the way down to the 660s. Microsoft down to 400s. Amazon all the way down to 210s. Everything's basically down. Nvidia under 130s already. It's at 129. Look at Meta here. So a lot of blue chip tech stocks just down big. A lot of Mag 7 stocks down significantly today. That's the story of the market, really, is just Mag 7 stocks are down. All right, so let's talk about the biggest news. So as of this morning, S&P down 0.5, S&P's down about 0.5%. Dow Jones is slightly up about 0.1%. Nasdaq is down over 1%, 1.2% roughly. Consumer confidence index scheduled for release. Is that today? It's not today. Oh, it is today. So yeah, today we got CB consumer confidence data, insight into consumer sentiment amid current economic conditions. PCE data set for Friday. Fed's preferred inflation metric. Year-over-year increase of 2.4% is what they're expecting, down from 2.6% in December. You know, the big report here, though, is PCE data. Core PCE is the big one, though. So core PCE expected at 2.6%. Regular PCE expected at 2.4%. That's coming out. And then, you know, just in terms of broader news, President reaffirmed plans to implement tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico effective March 4th. So we got about 2 weeks, or we got about a week and a half, really. Heightened investor concerns about trade wars contributing to market volatility is one of the reasons the markets are down. So this is exactly a week from now. So in exactly a week from now, we have that. Treasury yields have fallen to a 10-week low. If we look at the 10-year yield, which is TNX, it's at 4.4%, roughly 4.39%. So yields are down. And then tomorrow, again, we got Nvidia earnings. Shares are down almost 2% in pre-market due to reports of potential new export restrictions overseas in China, maybe a retaliatory measure from them because of the tariffs. The company's earnings report expected tomorrow is highly anticipated, and so everybody's tuning into that for sure. Home Depot, despite reporting better than expected quarterly earnings, fell about 2%, possibly due to forward caution statements. So bad guidance for Home Depot, maybe. What's up? Oro, David, Anthony, Lost, Nad, Joseph, Faye, Kia, Ty, Cal, Pedro, Kevin, ER, Doctor, ED, Ray, Volk, Trading, Pawn, Fabio, Mir, Riz, Vox, Jay, Ryan, Beach Bum, Mers. What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. I hope you guys are doing good today. What news, Riz? Ricky. Yeah, so again, markets are down mostly. Here's Nvidia on a 10-day chart. You can kind of see the net effect of all this stuff. I mean, Nvidia kind of rebounded back up. So here's Nvidia. It's down, obviously. You can kind of see the net effect over the last 10 days. Not looking great, but, you know, we'll see what happens. There's Nvidia. You can see, like, Apple as well if you want to kind of look at a similar thing. Apple's still pretty good, though. Apple had some good news come out the last 3 days, 24 hours, 48 hours. And so they're still kind of up. Microsoft down. definitely down over the last few days. Obviously, Nvidia's down, like I said. Other stuff's down too. Meta, one of the big downfalls, down to 660s here. Huge drop, was at 750, basically down to 660. Huge percentage drop from Meta. Another big one that is actually in the NASDAQ is Palantir. Palantir down from 125s all the way to $90 a share. I mean, it's not a shock. This thing had, what, a 600 PE ratio? A 600 PE ratio for Palantir. It's not a shock to see it down. I'm sure it'll be fine long term. Oh yeah, was it today the deadline for Supermicro Semiconductors earnings? Are they up on their earnings? Did they put them out? No. Why is Supermicro Semiconductors up so much today? Supermicro rose 4.1% this morning. They have until today to file its accounts for the year end June 30th, 2024. Fiscal first quarter ended September 30th, 2024. Risk being delisted by the NASDAQ Stock Exchange. They said earlier this month it was working diligently to meet the deadline. Palantir also fell in pre-market after the data center company fell nearly 11%. This must be an error. Today's Tuesday. Fourth consecutive down day for Palantir. It's down over 30 or over 25% over the last 4 days. They're worried about defense cuts. Several military contracts for the use of AI tech. Shares are still up 20% on the year, though. Nvidia down 1%. Bloomberg said some officials in the administration aim to place further restrictions on the type of chips that can be exported. Home Depot fourth quarter earnings $3.13 a share, almost $40 billion in revenue. Analysts expected the home improvement company to post a profit in the period of $3.04. So they did better than expected for the most part, but I think they're still down, right, for HD. They're still up. They're up a little bit this morning now, so kind of going back and forth. No ad, Pawn, or Sam. Yeah, we're monetized. To be honest, though, guys, y'all should appreciate me. Like, so I have the option to monetize my streams more than I do, right? So, like, I have the option to probably make twice as much a month from YouTube itself if I wanted to monetize the stream more and add more ads to the stream. Instead, I have one ad, basically, that plays sometimes if you start the stream. Right, like I choose never to put any more ads onto it, and my logic behind that is, like, we're a live news coverage channel. Like, that's what we do. We cover live news, and so being a channel that covers live news, you know, I don't want to be covering some type of big report like CPI or PPI or Jerome Powell press conference or something like that, and have my viewers get interrupted. So I always choose to put the minimum amount of ads I can. You're welcome, guys. You know. Yeah, I've got premium too. I don't see ads anyway, but still. HIM's down 22% since earnings. Are they really? Yeah. So HIM's is down. I think HIM's is the future, though, right? So I think companies like HIM's. Okay, so just to sell you on a company like HIM's, right? If you don't know what HIM's does, HIM's basically ships. This is like a mail prescription company, right? Like any type of prescription that you might feel weird going to the doctor and asking for the most part, they'll send you. Right, like you can see a doctor online through a telephone or online. They will mail you your prescription. You won't have to go look awkward in an office, right? And this has to do with like minoxidil, which is like Rogaine, Propecia, which is like a pill that will stop balding in men. It'll basically stop your hair from falling out if you take it long enough. Some nasty side effects though, just for everybody at home. So you got to figure out if it's worth it or not. I'm not going to take that stuff. It's just the side effects of gynecomastia and a bunch of other like ED and like all kind of stuff. Like, I'm not taking that stuff. But point is, I'm getting off track here. Point is, you can go to a company like Hims and see a doctor for that stuff without having to physically drive to a doctor, and they will ship that stuff to you now. It's like Rogaine, Propecia, I'm pretty sure like ED medications, like all kind of stuff they'll send you. And I think that's the future of that type of business, right? Like you give men an option of either going to the doctor physically and picking up this stuff, or staying at home and having it shipped to them and not being as embarrassing, and they're going to pick the second one every time. And so that's why companies like HIMS are growing, is because that's a genuine good business model. And they were one of the first, and they're the biggest, and they're probably going to stay the biggest. And so that's when you're trying to predict like future success in a company, you got to look at that. What are the competitors like? There's a lot of competitors for Hims, but Hims is the biggest. And so they're going to continue to probably just keep killing it in the market. And I'm not against them. I am trading NASDAQ. NASDAQ, basically. John, could you talk about what these yields mean? What do you mean? So so these yields on the right. So again, I'll put a longer term chart. It's easier to gauge. So this is, if you look at the long term view, this is the Fed's sentiment in terms of interest rates. That's what yields predict and follow. If you want to know why traders, investors, economists watch yields, they watch them because they run parallel with interest rates. So if you want to see what the Fed's thinking, what the Fed might do, what traders think the Fed might do, what economists think the Fed might do, watch yields. Because yields follow interest rates. They run parallel. So if TNX is down, so look, here's a good example. So at this point in time, we had cut rates. Or at this point in time, we had raised rates for like a year straight, and then we paused rates we raised rates aggressively to try to save us from inflation up here, and then we paused rates for a year straight, right? Now, leading into September of last year, the Fed pivoted to, everybody knew they were going to start cutting rates now. And so what did yields do as the sentiment became very probable for rate cuts? Yields dropped. Why? Because interest rates were very expected to be cut. And so leading into the September decision, yields fell down, parallel with the incoming interest rates. As inflation data and other data showed less favorable for rate cuts, and when people started realizing the Federal Reserve was not going to cut rates 50 basis points consecutively, meeting after meeting. They cut rates 50 here, and then they did 25 here and 25, again. Once people started seeing that the Fed was not going to be as dovish, as low rate pushing as expected, yields started to spike up a little bit more after high inflation data and stuff like that, right? And so you watch yields to get a good understanding of the sentiment around interest rates. And right now, the sentiment around interest rates is pretty hawkish, I would say. And again, it's not a shock to see that yields have spiked up since September of last year. Now, yields are coming down a little bit, though, over the past, month or so. Yields are dropping some over the past month or so, which shows that, people are dovish now. They're fearful of weak economies, is a good way to look at it. And so it's just a good way to watch that stuff, see what might happen. Side effects are rare, and it's the only thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to argue or not argue with Propecia. Luckily, I've never really run into that. I got a little receding here, but I think everybody my age does. Luckily, it's not really fallen out, and so I'm very lucky somehow. My mom, they say it comes from your mother's father. My mom's dad was bald at 25, you know. And so, you know, I don't know how I still have a full head of hair. I'll take it, though. I'll take it. My dad still has all of his hair, and he's like 70-something. And so, and I look just like my dad, so I think I got his hair. I'll take it. Yeah, I guess I have okay genetics. I don't know, man. My dad's side, great genetics. Like, if we're looking at it, like, everybody there's pretty smart, I would say. They all live to be, like, my grandmother just passed away recently, like a year ago. She lived to be 97. My grandfather lived to be 90s, or like almost 90. Almost no cancer at all on their side. Like, all the grandkids from them, all the children and grandchildren, almost none of them had cancer. I can't think of any of them that had cancer. Like, throughout all the different, you know. And then my mom's side, we've had a couple that have had cancer, but I'm pretty sure it's from smoking, you know. Like, so my mom's side, some of them have. But my dad's side, hopefully those genes kind of cover it. So, no trades yet. It's too early to take trades. I don't know if we have. I mean, we're watching the SPY, the Q, the NASDAQ here. We're at 519s. Because you're from Baton Rouge? Yeah, I mean, I love Baton Rouge, man. I really do. It's my hometown. Like, I love Baton Rouge. I wouldn't live there if you paid me for it. I just wouldn't. Definitely not. I definitely wouldn't live in New Orleans either. And again, I'm not even like, I love Baton Rouge. I really do. It's my hometown. It's just gotten so bad, man. It's just gotten so bad. And it was bad when I grew up in it. But, like, you didn't really realize it because that's just all you knew. But, yeah, you know, I visit every now and then, you know. People are just weird, man, and yeah. I miss my hometown. Great food. Honestly, some of the best food in the country. Like New Orleans, Baton Rouge, some of the best food in the country. But yeah. Bad how? Crime. Baton Rouge was the murder capital a couple years ago. Like, of the whole country, Baton Rouge was. People might not realize that. It's about an hour away from New Orleans, but it's kind of like, it's the next biggest city away from New Orleans. And so, yeah, just crime. A lot of crime. Yeah, I still got a lot of family there. Yeah, no, it really is too. Like, if you go to like downtown Baton Rouge, like you go Government Street or Florida Boulevard on the wrong end of it, or Airline Highway on the wrong end of it, there's some really rough areas. Gardier, there's just some rough areas, man. It's a good place. Like, most people are chill and friendly, but you just can't go to the wrong place, you know. Birmingham? Has it really? Birmingham, Alabama beat Baton Rouge in terms of crime? Really? That seems a little out there. Birmingham? I gotta look this up. I feel like I am the dumbest person in the world right now. Y'all want to see how I spelt this? I must be tired. right now. I will make fun of myself for just a second here. Hold on, guys. Look at this. Hold on. I got to zoom in for you. This is how I spelled it right now. This could be a literal meme. All right. That's me this morning. I don't know if it's too early, if I need to drink some coffee. But that is me this morning. Myrtle Capital. I'm dumb. Top 3 dumbest ever. For any of you, do you prefer Top Step X? Top Step X is great. That's what you want to use. That's what I'm going to use today. That's what I always use. A lot of cool stuff that helps keep your account alive. Yeah, so the highest murder rate as of 2022 is New Orleans. For medium-sized metro cities, or for medium-sized metro counties, East Baton Rouge Parish is number 3. So it varies, but it's somewhere in the top 5 usually. I play micro NASDAQ and the NASDAQ. Yeah, where's Bitcoin? I hear people talking about Bitcoin. Again, Palantir dumping a lot. Yeah, look at Bitcoin all the way down to the 80s here, guys. Wow. Bitcoin got dumped. Is it time to buy it? I think a lot of stuff's getting hit. And so, again, like this, I'm not going to say this is the correction I've been telling you guys that I'm weary of. But it definitely doesn't look good. You know, on the year, though, we're still up a huge amount. Again, I'm going to start to add to this stuff once we get, like, good action. The biggest edge is adding on dips, so. Yeah, it's because that's why the rappers are from there. Like, if you know NBA Youngboy, he's from Baton Rouge. Kevin Gates, Lil Boosie, they're from Baton Rouge. So, and you know. Yeah, it's just high crime. It's a nice place though. You just got to know where to go and where not to go. Don't buy the falling knife. Wait for it to hit the ground. Maybe. Yeah. Buy the dip. All right, Bitcoin at 88, 89K. Oh, I'm a rap nerd. Part of it's because I grew up in Baton Rouge, and that's like a rap hub for everybody. It's kind of interesting, like in the South, it's Atlanta, and then New Orleans and Baton Rouge. You know, I like Atlanta. Atlanta's cool. You just gotta be careful. I've been to Memphis. Memphis is sketchy, for sure. Like we drove into Memphis and stayed at a hotel, and somebody tried to steal our never mind. Somebody tried to steal something from our car. Yeah, for sure, Faye. 100%. Yeah, Bitcoin's down huge amounts, chat. Huge amounts. It's the first time since the big run that Bitcoin has really kind of pulled back decently down to the 80s. So it's under 90K for the first time in a while for Bitcoin, right? Let me look at a chart. Here's a yearly chart. This is the first time Bitcoin has been like cleanly under 80s since November. Since the big bull run. This is the first time Bitcoin has broken underneath the 80s. Deutsche removes Euro USD short are now neutral and see possible upside risk for more proactive fiscal stance for Germany. Looking at some other news this morning. Again, we got the Case-Shiller house price index. All right, so Ukraine president says the conversation with G7 leaders was, quote, very good. I don't know if it's enough to bring the market back up, though. Again, Bitcoin's down big. Kind of a scary world right now. Yeah, well, no, my daughter loves Graceland, or loves Elvis. She's like a big Elvis fan. She saw the movie with, like, Austin Butler. Is that his name? She saw the movie with the guy that played Elvis, and now she's, like, a big Elvis fan. And so when we went through Memphis, we were going to go to Graceland. And I was gonna pay for the hotel and, like, stay there. But then we started researching the area. And Graceland is in a pretty sketchy area of Memphis now. And so we kind of changed our mind after that, unfortunately. I'll bring her to Vegas one day, you know. I don't know about Memphis. Not until she's older. It's safer. My kids are a little bit older, I think. Is gold down too? I would assume gold's running up on all this stuff. So gold. Yeah, gold took a little dip here. Wow, gold took a dip this morning. Look at gold right now. This morning. So here's gold. Gold all the way down to 29.30s. 29.30s for gold. Interesting. Yeah, we're going to be trading today too. We got the Case-Shiller house price index coming live. Bro, why is it... I don't know if I should adjust my settings. Every time I'm using AI for anything, it like lags out terribly. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Elvis fan, personally. And again, I'm going to preface this with I'm not hating on you if you're an Elvis fan, and we can agree to disagree. Okay? But Elvis basically copied, like famous people of color back in the day, and like he basically copied them hook, line, and sinker. Like everything they did, he copied, and then presented it to like other people, and they're like, "Ooh, Elvis," and it's like a lot of the songs weren't even his, you know. And he was basically the first Backstreet Boy, is what I call him. That's what I tell my daughter too. Like, hey, bro, Elvis is basically the first Backstreet Boy. And so, you know, basically copied other people who came before him. I mean, and to his credit, a lot of musicians do the same thing, so you can't knock him too much about it. And then basically all the girls are like, ooh, Elvis. You know, I mean, he was a talented musician, don't get me wrong. But to be as big as he was, I don't know, man. I'm just not. It seems too much. It's too forced for me. Like, it's too forced. It's like they want me to like Elvis, and I'm just not going to do it. I'm not attacking Faye. It's all good. Like I said, I get it. Again, I'm not. This is why I preface this with like, I'm going to ruffle some feathers here. Okay, this is my own opinion. I'm allowed to feel this way. You know. Yeah. Do you think Walgreens will be bought out? I don't know, man. Again, what's bad for Walgreens is companies like HIMS and others, where another thing that we're going to start seeing for pharmacies is that people are going to be producing their own like mini pharmacies themselves. Like, you're going to start to see more and more doctors have their own pharmacies that are probably getting like outsourced, and they're going to just be shipping their own prescriptions directly to the customer, so the customer doesn't have to go wait in places like Walgreens. I think that's going to become more and more prevalent over time as well. But yeah, again, as I always say, we could agree to disagree on Elvis. Like, it's okay. I just, you watch some of his stuff. Like, if you watch some of the stuff, maybe I'm a guy, and so I'm just not really interested in Elvis in that way. And maybe for the ladies, it's different, For me, I'm just not really interested in it. It just seems a little forced, Like, he's just doing kind of like, he's shaking his hips, and everybody's like, oh, I'm just kind of like, all right, dude, great job. Maybe I'm jealous of Elvis. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just the man. And I'm not. I don't know. Yeah, well, yields are up a lot, Chris. Yields are up. And trust me, my daughter's like the biggest Elvis fan. So she hates this take. But it's the truth. To me, it is, at least. All right, guys. So Amazon almost slightly green. A lot of stuff's really down over the last 48 hours of markets, right? A lot of stuff's down big over the last 48 hours of markets. So the question is, does the market bounce back? Do things start to bounce back? Gold is down pretty big over the last hour and a half. I don't know. I don't know if it's like hatred of Elvis is the right word. I think more people love Elvis than hate him. I think that I've seen some weird documentaries about Elvis impersonators, and they're talking about some type of energy they get from him. The whole thing seems, again, I kind of revert to, there was a study done, and the study said the more obsessed with individual celebrities that somebody gets, the less intelligent they probably are, right? So those people that are just like hyper obsessed with different celebrities, studies have shown that they're generally have less intelligence, and maybe this is true, maybe this is not true. Figure out the sources, figure it out yourself. I don't know, but I choose to believe that. Now, I'm not talking about if you just like a different person or you're interested in a different person, but if you're like one of those people that are just so obsessed, outside of like teenagers, I think teenagers are susceptible regardless, so they don't count. All right, guys, gold bouncing back a little bit. Bond yields still down pretty significantly. I don't think bond yields are open yet. Yeah, they're not open yet. Again, we take a look at the Q. Q's bouncing back, almost green on the day. It's got to get over this 520 level. If it gets to 520, it's technically green. But again, if you look at the NASDAQ's down a lot over the last few days. NASDAQ 3 days ago, let's put a 15-minute chart up. Look at the NASDAQ over the past 1, 2, 3. Last 3 days, NASDAQ is down big, and it's been dropping pretty consistently. We've gone from 540s down to basically 515, 516. So pretty big drops. John, is it really you or is it an AI version? I'm wondering when AI video will be that good. Look, I've been telling you I'm an AI bot, guys. What's ironic about this, though, is I used to tell people on my stream as a joke that I was like an AI, that I'm not real. And the irony is that we've now gotten to a point with AI that it's actually feasible that that's the truth, which is kind of crazy. Hey, what's up, Art? Bitcoin dropping. What do you think from? Let's see if we can figure it out. All right, so Bitcoin dipped over the past 24 hours, fell approximately 7% below 90K for the first time since November. It's trading at 89,000. There's a couple of reasons Bitcoin's dropping, most likely from geopolitical and economic uncertainty. 25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico, heightened market volatility. Investors are flocking away from riskier assets like crypto. There's a security concern. A significant security breach at the Dubai-based crypto exchange Bybit resulted in the theft of 1.5 billion in ETH. It raised concerns about security of digital assets, all that good stuff. Regulatory uncertainty, speculation about potential regulatory changes under the U.S. admin, including stricter oversights of stablecoins, atmosphere and uncertainty, prompting investors to reassess their position in the crypto markets. All of this stuff kind of driving Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies down is what this is. So, yeah, I'm assuming MicroStrategy is down pretty significantly too in the last few days. Yeah. Yeah, so here's MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor's company. Peanut butter and banana sandwiches. It sounds kind of healthy, you know. If you want something sweet, as long as the bread's not too bad for you. Yeah, well, there's an oversaturation of content because of AI. There's an oversaturation of content. So people are creating AI videos, AI formats, and they're just kind of throwing out random stuff. But they're overposting, I think, too. And so it's kind of creating this thing where... honestly, it's creating this thing where it's easier to grow because there's so much artificial content now. You know, it's easier to grow if you just put out genuinely, like, real, good, thorough, thoughtful content. It's easier. A lot of stuff's moving back up in pre-market though. So there's MicroStrategy. We can see Broadcom again down big over the last few days, bouncing back up a little bit this morning on a 1 minute chart, almost green. Amazon slightly green. Amazon's been dumping too. It hit 210s. Look at that drop yesterday for Amazon. So AMD down to 107s. Yeah, Nvidia earnings are tomorrow. This is a big event, right? Nvidia earnings can either save the market or cause the problem to be much, much worse, right? And so Nvidia earnings tomorrow, we're going to stream the whole thing live, as we always do. Yeah, it can either save the market or hurt the market. We'll see. What do you guys think? You think Nvidia earnings are going to help or hurt the market right now? I don't know. I really don't know. We got the Case-Shiller house price index today. I don't think we have any... yeah, we got the Case-Shiller house price index, CB consumer confidence data today. Bro, there's so many scams. All right, guys. Supermicro, yeah. What is there any news on when Supermicro is going to be releasing their numbers? So they're expected to release its delayed annual today. Yeah, so they're expected to release. I can't talk right now. Yeah, we're gonna be covering Supermicro. Alright. Yeah, so again, we're going to be covering Supermicro Semiconductor earnings when they drop pretty soon here. Here's Supermicro. We'll put a longer term chart up. There's Supermicro too. Yeah, so this is actually a pretty big report, to be honest. Yeah, so the deadline is 5 p.m. Okay. Yeah, so they expressed confidence in meeting this deadline. They didn't specify the exact time of the release. So we'll see what they show. Yeah, I hurt my foot in Jiu-Jitsu, man. My foot freaking hurts. All right, we're going to get ready to day trade, though. We got about an hour before... before the Case-Shiller House Price Index. Let's trade a little bit. I think one of my Top Step accounts are pretty close to getting funded here. You know, NASDAQ's down significantly here, too. Yeah, so in one of these... pretty close. And we ended up making some money yesterday too, believe it or not. Alright, so I think we need to... This is up a lot though. I'm going to sell. And we're going to take one contract and then add to it only if we're green in this thing. I like the double top. See, I contradict myself too much. I'm like, hey, we're going to take one position. We're only going to add to it if we're really green. And then I add to it about 20 seconds later. Point is, I'm establishing a stronger base position here. And then we'll add to this one if we're going the green is the plan. We have a $1,700 cushion in this account too. So we're able to take more risks. That's the reason I add to it. It's because I looked at the cushion I have. It's like 1,800 right now. I want to give it a second. Like, we've rebounded a lot. Okay. We're going to immediately take half off, lock it in. And then maybe add to this one. And I don't usually trade against the trend. Baba. PayPal Palantir. Yeah, I've tried it. There's some use case arguments for it for sure. Speaking of them, let me post. Somebody called me a mentor. My mentor. My mentor, Beginner Trading, always says, when in doubt, zoom out. There is no bear run. They haven't done much for the day. Well, my mentor, if he's really following me, he should also understand, don't freaking copy me. I have no idea what I'm talking about, dude. But I appreciate the love, I guess. Eves is his name. All right, we're green here. Now we're green. I'm gonna add a little bit more. Now we got 2 contracts here. There we go. Immediately take half off there. Lock in. Yeah, now we have a $125 cushion on the day or so. All right, we're gonna add to this, although it's kind of a... Actually, we're not gonna add to this. I retract my previous statement. Chegg, Baba. See, the problem is, like, I can add to this. There's a percentage of the time where I'm going to add to it, and it is just going to, like, rip up against me. Like, crazy bad. But I feel like I can maybe add 1 contract to this. Fine, I'm going to do it. See if we pull back quick. I can cut that 1 immediately off here. There we go. That's better. Let's see if it continues to fall down some here. And it's not. I like the triple top, but again, there's a chance this thing just rips up against me. I'm gonna liquidate half of it. I just don't trust it. Yeah, today to get funded on this one, we got to make about $1,200 or so. $1,200, give or take. We're completely flat on this thing now. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Oh wow, we're green. Could have held it, I guess, but. Nice. There we go. Take half off immediately, lock it in. Still a little green on this. Now we're kind of flat. Why are we chopping so much here? Let's try adding to it. Look, we'll play with it. Again, it's a combine account. We want to make it a little exciting. we'll add to it with the understanding that we will cut this quickly if it turns against me, but it's not going to turn against me. It's going to break down. Don't you do it. We're so far extended away from the 200 exponential. I think the extension's on the upside, but the market's down so much over the past few days. Who freaking knows what this is going to do? Honestly, I just started Severance. We're only a couple episodes in. We haven't finished. I don't know if we... Yeah. So I haven't really seen much. But it's good. It's kind of sad, though. You know, and Carol does this thing where... the lights are bright on the TV, so she'll turn it to like neutral colors. She'll turn the color all the way down in the TV to where it looks like almost like black and white, and then she'll forget to turn it back on, right? And then you're watching it and you're like, man, this seems kind of dull, a little sad almost, and you realize it's because she forgot to turn the color back on. And you like, I realize how much it affects people, like just having the color on the screen. All right, so we're basically down here. All right, there we go. Nice. I'm gonna add some to this. Add a little bit more, or take some off, I mean. All right, we're out. We just made about $150 from the short. Yeah, we're up almost 2K in this account. Need a little bit more. The short idea worked, though. The short thesis worked, but I'm not a big fan of animated TV shows. I don't know why. I just can't get into them. Again, I really don't know why. Like, I just can't get into them. Like, I've never been able to get into Family Guy or any animated cartoon TV show. I just can't, you know. Family Guy's funny, but I can't get into it either. I've just never been able to get into it. I'm sorry. It's just me. Everybody's different. I just can't get into it. All right, we're going to pivot directions here and actually go long, and then maybe add some down here. See if we retrace back up fast, but we got to be willing to cut this one quickly if it's wrong. There's 4 contracts. All right, we limited our size. I wanted to be careful. All right, we're green now. We got a cushion that we can play with now. All right, we just got out of that. We made about $70 on that one. So far, so good. Over 200 on the day. Green in this. We got a nice little cushion here. I have a theory, okay? I have a theory. The more successful somebody tries to look in their social media profile, the least successful they are. All right, that's my theory. Any announcements today? We got the Case-Shiller House Price Index at 45 minutes. 45 minutes. So house price is the big thing on everybody's mind today. We'll see what it does. Again, Supermicro Semiconductors releases their earnings today also. SMCI releases their earnings today also. And so we're going to see what that looks like. But yeah. All right, so look, we're breaking down. We're at 419s, 420s right now. I should have held that short, to be honest. Honestly, both directions that we went worked, right? So we ended up shorting here. We dropped. We ended up buying here. We went up, and now, you know, we should have shorted again. I think it goes deeper than that, Joker. And this is my theory, is because the people who feel the need to make themselves look like uber successful in their social media profile are usually doing it because they're trying to compensate. Actually successful people don't really care, you know, like that's from what again, I'm not even claiming to be one of the successful people. If anything, I'm probably on the other end of it, you know, but you know, I'm not, and again, most of it is like people I grew up with, there's a lot of them that like they just start these fake clothing brands and like they're obviously not successful, but they just kind of do it over and over again. And I get it, kind of like a fake it till you make it dynamic, but you got to figure something else out. You got to do something else. If one thing's not working, you know, continuing to chop away at it just seems dumb. You know? And again, look, I'm gonna just say, I'm just messing around with you guys. Like, I honestly, I truly do think this is true, but it's certainly generalized, and there's always going to be outliers. There's going to be some people that are super successful, that look super successful on their social media page, and then there's going to be other people that obviously look like they're homeless, and, you know, that might be true. And so it's always generalized. There's always outliers. But it's something that I usually notice. I don't know if I grew up in the hood necessarily, but yeah, we got consumer confidence at 10 a.m. Top 3 least successful. I think I'm the top 3 most successful ever. No, yeah, it's all good, guys. I'm just messing around. Please don't take it personally. I see some people in here, they're like, oh, this is not true. Yeah. It might not be true for you. I'm just messing around. Elon. Yeah. Tariff fears are so overplayed. Yeah, well, the tariff fears have been here for weeks now. The market's still down a lot. Again, the reason the market's down is there's a lot of reasons, but one of them is tariffs. You know, 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico. People are worried. Investors are moving away from crypto and other assets based off of that fear. Bitcoin has also had some bad news in the $1.5 billion ETH hack from Bybit. Worried about regulatory changes as well. But yeah, so far we're okay. Again, the big thing to understand is like we're leading into Nvidia earnings. We're going into Nvidia earnings. And Nvidia earnings, Super Bowl of the stock market. Like this is going to, it's either going to save the market from the downfall it's had over the past 3 days, or it's going to cause this to get much worse. If the market doesn't like Nvidia earnings, and I'm not even going to say if Nvidia has good or bad earnings, because I think when companies release earnings, they structure it to try to have good earnings most of the time. So EPS, revenue, regardless of whether it's good or bad, guidance is important, of course, for tomorrow. But regardless of what the numbers are, if the market doesn't like it, they don't like it. You know, market can be fickle. Analysts can be fickle. They can interpret a lot of things good or bad depending on what they want to happen. And if the market ends up negatively reacting to Nvidia earnings in a big, profound way, obviously it can make this bear action that we've seen over the past 3 days way worse. Way worse. But again, it's too early to tell. We really just got to wait and see Nvidia earnings. Again, tune in live here. We're going to stream Nvidia earnings, the full thing, as soon as the earnings release. It's not just Nvidia as well. It's Nvidia, Salesforce, Snowflake, C3 AI, and Nvidia. Right? So these are 4 major tech AI. And then I think we got QUBT as well. So we got quantum stocks as well. We got 5 big earnings reports tomorrow at the end of the day. And this is big, right? This is important. Just be ready. Yeah, but I think it goes deeper than that, Pascal. So like the reason I have this thesis is because I think, you know, one of the things that people don't realize a lot of the time is that like riches yell, wealth whispers. You know, people that are genuinely successful don't want others to know it. Like they don't want to be a target. They don't want to be targeted for that money. You know, so they want to act like they don't have anything. They're going to wear t-shirts and flip-flops and just be kind of super, you know, ambiguous. Like they don't want to stick out. And so, and people that generally don't have money and that, you know, they don't really understand that. And so they're trying to be flashy and have all this flashy stuff and dress and wear suits on their social media profile and do all this different stuff. But again, it contradicts what it really is like. You know, you got to think about if you were that, you know, you don't want to be targeted. You know, you don't want to be targeted for that money. You're going to be quiet and just kind of sit there and hope nobody sees you versus, you know, the other end of it. Again, though, it's generalized. It's generalized. Like there's always going to be outliers. Nothing's 100% definitive in either way. So. Oh, sorry, Pawn. I haven't even hit up the Discord. Look at the market ripping up, breaking highs now. So the market's moving up. And again, I'm going to clarify. I'm not even claiming to be in that realm of success that I'm saying. I'm not. Pawn sent me a bunch of stuff. So yeah, so Bitcoin down to under 90K. Crypto sell-off gathers steam. President reverses. The rally that followed reversed. Chip controls overseas in China. The new administration is sketching out tougher versions of semiconductor curbs and pressuring key allies to escalate the restrictions on China's chip industry. It's one of the reasons the market's down as well. Again, today is Supermicro Semiconductors result day. Supermicro Semiconductors has to come out with their numbers sometime today. And so we'll see what that looks like. Warren Buffett's waiting for a wild swing to the downside for stocks, says veteran Berkshire Hathaway watcher. You know, honestly, top 3 trader in the world right now. This is what I've been doing. You guys heard me. I've been waiting for a pullback, and maybe it's time to start buying dips. I don't know. If I do start buying, it's going to be a DCA strategy. I'm going to give it a couple more days. I'm going to let Nvidia earnings, GDP data, PCE data play out before I make any big bets. Home Depot came out with their numbers. Again, PayPal Investor Day, a lot of news. Long-term growth targets causing optimism in Nvidia. And again, y'all check out our Discord. Pawn posted our Discord in chat right now. Completely free. Doesn't cost anything. Great way to help support the channel. If you want to hang out with us after the stream ends, join the Discord. There's the link right there. There's the Discord link. Check it out. Great way to help support the channel. Are you asking people to send you money? IMP? Are you asking people to send you money? Is that what you're doing? Genuine question. It's all good if that's what you're doing. Yeah. I don't think Warren Buffett's really doing anything at this point in time. I think he's too old. I know how my grandmother was when she was 95, 94, 97. Look, I love her. I loved her. Rest in peace to my grandmother. But she didn't know what was going on, you know. And so I genuinely doubt Warren Buffett is making any type of analytics on anything. Now, Berkshire Hathaway, on the other hand, they've got some great minds involved in them. they might be making these type of decisions, but I definitely don't think it's Warren himself. I don't think they're going to let Warren make any type of significant decision based around all that stuff. He's just, you know, no offense, but he's just too old. Dang it. I was going to ban him. I was trying to trap him, Pawn. I was going to say, hey, it's okay if you ask for money. And then he was like, yeah, send me money. And I was banned. But it's all right. I don't even know if he was that bad. So I don't think he needs to be banned. Is he really out there with 25-year-olds? He can't be. I never understood that. You know, like you got, what's his name? Who's the guy from The Parent Trap? The dad from The Parent Trap. Who's that guy? Dennis Quaid, right? Dennis Quaid out here dating like a 30-year-old or whatever. And then he's quoted to say it, hey, this is true love. I'm in it. And it's like, yeah, bro, really? Like a 30-year-old's interested in a 70-year-old man because it's true love. Like, snap out of it, dude. Like, don't be dumb, you know? All I'm saying is sign a freaking prenup. That's all I'm saying for Dennis Quaid. Like, of course she's not with you for love, dude. Like, you know, you start to question people's thinking at a certain point. I think confirmation bias is so strong. Like, they want to believe that this person loves them. You know. But listen, it's his money. He can do whatever he wants to do. Oh, for sure. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes. And I can't even really get mad at the girl for it, because if the guy's dumb enough to, you know, do it, I mean, that's his fault, I guess. Okay, gotcha, Pawn. Hey, thank you. So Pawn says that was one of the overseas scammers. Got it. Appreciate it. Yeah, I also think people get like, I think that's one of the reasons we're going to see companies like Walgreens lose interest over time. The biggest competitor to them is mail order pharmacies, like pharmacies that will ship the meds directly to the person. That's obviously the future. It's already kind of happening, but it's going to become more and more common over time. People are going to want to go to the real pharmacies less and less. And it's going to be another one of those kind of like Amazon taking over the retail market. It's going to be a very similar thing in pharmacies. And so, yeah, I don't know. Look, I'm not even mad at the guy if the guy gets a prenup signed and then gets with, you know, a 30-year-old or whatever, because he can, and he's, you know, like, I'm not even mad about that. You know, like, again, if they're willing to do it, like, whatever. Just don't tell me it's for love. Because of course it's not. So 3 minutes. Supermicro. Does Supermicro drop at 8:30? Does it drop at 8:30? Hey, buddy. Look, my son and I won this ball yesterday. We won it. Don't bring it to school, dude. All right, hey, come here. Love you, bud. Have a good day, man. Have a good day, buddy. Love you, dude. Love you. Have a good day, guys. Y'all be safe. Rumor said so earlier. Pushing pre-market. All right, so 8:30. Let's see. So we got, if they do drop at 8:30, we got 50 minutes left. 50 minutes left. We're at 443s. So Nasdaq's breaking highs in pre-market this morning. So Nasdaq just tapped highs of pre-market. Let's see what Supermicro does. 30 seconds, guys. If they release right at 8:30, it doesn't mean they do. I don't know. I don't know if they release right at 8:30 or not. I'm not sure. I don't think they do. But we'll wait and see. Let's watch for movement here. Yeah, if it's not now, it could be after pre-market. Or after, it could be an after hours today after the closing bell, possibly. All right, guys. All right, there's 8:30. There's 8:30. Nothing yet, so I don't think they're out. So nothing yet. Nasdaq's still popping up though. But yeah, I don't know if Supermicro's out. We do have the Case-Shiller house price index in 30 minutes. It's at Beginner Trades. Give me a follow at Beginner Trades. We also have our big news release today that we're going to cover. Yeah, so we do have our big news today. And again, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down. If you want a one-stop shop for all this news, like we cover this completely live every single day. We do a post on X. It's at Beginner Trades. If you want to, I'll go ahead and send you this new post here. But again, every single day we do a daily breakdown of the biggest news in finance, economy, markets. And so, yeah, if you want to check it out. Sorry, I gotta edit this a little bit. PCE inflation data dropping Friday. We got bonds, corporate earnings, Nvidia news. Yeah, so here's the post. Again, if you want to check it out, give me a follow. Here's the post on X. Again, if you want to help support your boy here. Dennis Quaid, Rick. What do you find is the secret to being a great trader? Coming from the top 3 worst trader ever. Trading small instead of trying to look cool, making big money. Like, trade small, build your system first, trading small. Once you build your system first, trading small, then you can scale up to trading larger and doing more things with it. But like, it makes absolutely no sense when your system is not tested and valid to trade huge size. It's just giving the money free market, or giving the market free money. Like, it's just giving away money. Instead, trade incredibly small. One of the benefits of Top Step X, and there's no PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are incredibly similar to day trading blue chip stocks. Very similar to day trading blue chip stocks in general. No PDT rule. Top Step gives you a 50K demo if you can make 3K without losing 2K. Following their rules, they fund you 50K with a 90% split. It's a beautiful test of skill. It teaches you how to trade. And if you pass it, you get a 50K funded account, 90% split. That's similar to funding your own account with 90% split. And you get to keep your first 10K in profit. And if you fail, you're out $50. It's the best of both worlds. If you use Top Step X, you can use micro contracts with 0 commission. Tiny size in futures is how you learn. If you can learn how to do it with small size, you can eventually replicate it with larger size if you do it right. You just have to trade small first. Most people get involved with the market and they just try to take this massive size, trying to flash big gains on social media. And almost all of them lose much more than they have to. Again, this is a shameless plug. I kind of pivoted to a shameless plug. Top Step is an affiliate of mine. I am biased in their favor because I get paid by them, so I'm definitely biased. Understand CFTC 4.41, hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. Do not copy me. I have no freaking idea what I'm talking about. Might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I say. Not an investment professional. With all that said in the way, if you want to check out Top Step, the link is right here. Yeah, so, and the good thing about Top Step X is that it teaches you how to trade. It's kind of the best of both worlds. Zero commission. If you go through my link and you use Top Step X, zero commission. So no PDT rule, zero commission, and that enables you to trade small. Like this is regular E-mini contracts on the NQ. If I trade with micro contracts, the size is incredibly small. Like look, I can buy one contract here. Look how small this is, $2.50, $3, $7.50. I'm gonna buy into the support level, 5 contracts. So I can kind of scale in and learn with small size. Okay, well, terrible trade to take here, but we're actually up about $1,000 on the day, so it's okay. You're welcome. I just lost that $60 so I could teach you guys. But point is, trade micros in the beginning. Learn how to trade with micros. If you're good enough with micros and you have a big sample size, consistent money, then switch to E-mini contracts, regular mini contracts. Oof. We tried to buy this dip, and it just kept on dipping here. Let's see if we can retrace back up and get a little bit of gains. There we go. There we go. All right, so we just cut it, and actually, I don't know. We got out 50, 100. We made $140. Yeah, we made money on the trade. We made money. So somehow we got out net green on that trade. But yeah. Looks like we got out just in time too. I mean, would you say the same for if you would? I mean, they could say the same about you. Is your girl with you for the money? My wife and I have been together for 14 years, brother. 14 years. When I met Carol and when her and I started talking, I had $0. $0, bro. I had no money at all. And if anything, I was just kind of like, I didn't have a job when I met her. No money, no job. Didn't have anything. You know, if anything, she kind of subsidized me a little bit whenever I moved to Houston because I moved here and I didn't know anybody. And so, you know, I was able to live at her place when I first moved here when I had nothing, no money. Now, eventually I got a job and I started making good money, but her and I have been together for 14 years, bro. And so, yeah, not the same. Definitely not the same. A little bit longer than that, actually. How would you say to design a system? Sometimes it's hard to know. Well, designing a system, it's just about testing. Trade small. Learn how to trade. You can build it with paper, and then once you have paper system that shows promising results, then you can kind of learn how to trade it with real money. But it's important to do paper trading first, and then pivot to real money afterwards. Don't just jump in with real money. That's the big mistake most people lose, is they jump in with huge size. They see these gurus online making these huge gains, jump in with big size, and then fail. And so just don't give free money to the market. Yeah. Again, whoever said it tried to say it as a critique, but they didn't really know the story or understand it. And so, yeah. I mean, my wife and I have been with each other for a long time, you know. Oh, for sure it did. 100%. Thermo Fisher is going to acquire SOLV purification and filtration unit for $4.1 billion. Yeah, so Home Depot, no more than 0.5% of total account risk. Yeah, I mean, that's how people make money is they trade smart. Like, you got to trade smart. You can't give free money away to the market trying to look cool is what it is. All right, guys. So we're sitting tight. We're waiting here. Ever think about doing jiu-jitsu competitions? Nah, man. I'm a blue belt now, and so I get smoked in those blue belt competitions. I did good at white belt, and I was beating most people. Like, I very rarely tap to white belts. And so I think if I did like a white belt competition, I'd probably do fine in it. But blue belts are just a different thing. So blue belts, a big array of skill. It's just not something I would do. Yeah, so I see this shoulder, and this head here. If we look at a longer term chart, maybe we could spot it a little bit more, but are you talking about this one on a 5-minute chart, pawn, right here? So here's the head at the 200 exponential. Here's the shoulder. Here's a shoulder right here, potentially. Get your mind out the gutter, guys. Come on now. I'm not going to go get it. The blue belt, it's somewhere over at my clothes. John's Jiu-Jitsu 26. Top 3 ever. Be the top 3 Jiu-Jitsu ever. All right, guys, we still got the Case-Shiller house price index going live pretty soon here. $9 a.m. We got the Case-Shiller chat. Yeah, we do have the Case-Shiller house price index. I'm curious to see what house data shows up as. I really am. Because that shows up at 9 a.m. Dude, I'm still incredibly sad about this, bro. Microsoft literally got rid of freaking... Microsoft literally got rid... They got rid of WordPad. Just so people would get Microsoft Word, dude. Like, unbelievable. So you're not going to give me a freaking Word pass? Like you're going to try to make me pay for this, dude? How freaking dare you, dude? I'm going to have to use Notepad. Yeah. Whatever, dude. Freaking unbelievable. The greed of Microsoft, bro. The actual greed. They forced me to do an update on my PC, and then in the update, they took away WordPad. You know? And now they're trying to make me pay for Microsoft Word. Like, what is their justification? Just greediness? Yeah. Will consumer confidence move markets? I don't know, dude. Maybe. Why you started jiu-jitsu? How much do you pay in the US to train? It's like $100 a month or something like that. Is this the head and shoulders pattern? Oh, the 1 minute chart. Oh, so you're looking at this one right here. So this right here, head, shoulder, this right here. Right there. The only thing I don't like is the 200 exponential is underneath us here. It might work though. It still might work, but I just don't like that level being underneath us. If we look at a 5 minute chart, I think we got a better one here, which is shoulder, head. If we move down, shoulder there. So. Yeah, whether consumer confidence moves markets, I really don't know. It depends, to be honest. Depends on what the numbers show up at. If they show up anywhere near like normal, probably not. If they show up anywhere around like normal letters, probably not. If they show up wildly under, wildly over, maybe. Yeah, word's not free for me. Are you more of a guard player or top focused? I'm better at top. I'm good at guard. If I could get close guard, I'm a little bit of both, to be honest. I started off as a top player. Like, I'm good at like knee slides, knee cuts, top pressure, like cross face. I'm like, my skill in jiu-jitsu, and I'm not bragging, like this is just what I'm good at in jiu-jitsu, is speed. Like, I'm fast, and I try to use speed as kind of like an overwhelming factor where I just kind of transition from position to position very quickly to where it kind of tires them out, and then I submit them once they're tired. I'll use, like, usually my go-to is like, if I start out on bottom, I'll try to get full guard. If I can get full guard, I'll attack an arm bar and do like a flower sweep to get on top, and then either stay on top and finish the armbar, or then transition to like something else from top. A lot of the time I'll go from, like, if I start from bottom, the sequence I use is full guard, armbar attack. I'll get like a triangle lock and then attack an armbar attack or a flower sweep to get on top. Once I get on top, I usually try to chair sit and go for like a back take and then attack a bow and arrow choke. If I start out on the top, there's a couple guard breaks I'll use, and then like I will basically transition to knee slide, knee cut, do the same thing. My end goal is to chair sit, take their back, and bow and arrow rear naked choke is like my go-to. But it depends on what I'm trying to learn. I've been working a lot on like lasso and spider guard and stuff like that, open guard positions. So. All half-hour lows being protected. I'm not sure. It depends on what Nvidia earnings. The big thing this week, guys, is Nvidia earnings tomorrow. So Wednesday's earnings, incredibly important. Incredibly important. These earnings are going to shake markets in one way or the other. Maybe on the upside, maybe on the downside. I really don't know. I really don't know. So yeah, I really don't know if we're going to get good, bad. We're trading on Top Step X today. Yeah, exactly, V. That's what I'm frustrated with. Yeah, like Microsoft Word is not free, and they basically forced me to do an update. Didn't tell me what it was for. On the update, they removed Microsoft Word. On the update, they removed WordPad, which is what I used like for everything was WordPad. They removed it, and then now they're trying to make me pay for Microsoft Word. It seems kind of like shameful of them, to be honest. Like, I had a lot of files on Word that I kind of needed here too. I'm gonna have to download WordPad off the internet. You got to be very careful where you download it. Google Play seems like the place. Oh wait, never mind. This is from somebody else. Cannot find WordPad. Yeah, they got rid of it, dude. Crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to open it. All right, so again, we're still kind of dipping down. We'll see if we do a head and shoulders. Here's the 200 exponential. Probably not Jay. Yeah, Bitcoin is down a lot. I'm gonna have to like yeah, it says in the new recent update, Windows 11 24HS version, they have removed WordPad operating from the operating system, meaning it no longer available to use. Microsoft has officially deprecated the feature and is considered removed from all editions of Windows starting with this update. Oh, what a nonsense, bro. This is their justification for it. Microsoft decided to remove WordPad as it is considered a less utilized feature compared to other text editors like Notepad or Microsoft Word. Get the heck out of here, bro. Y'all just want more people to pay for Word. Ah, you jerks, dude. How dare them, dude. I know, dude. I'm in shambles right now without WordPad. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll have to use freaking Notepad. Ugh, dude. Ugh, how dare them, dude. It's alright. Just at least just be honest. Be like, yeah, we're taking away WordPad because we want people to use our stuff and pay for it. Just be honest about it, Microsoft. Look, people are telling me to download these other things. I'm always hesitant. You know why I'm hesitant is because I'm hesitant because you download something off the internet. Half the time it's got Chromium in it, and Chromium is like a freaking super sketchy software that they'll hide Chromium in all kind of different things, right? That you don't freaking need. They'll hide it in all these different things that you don't need. And anytime you download anything off the internet, you risk downloading it. And so for my work computers, I almost never download anything off the internet ever. You know, not unless it's something that like for work, but I certainly don't want to download anything like that because a lot of if you get it from a third party, they're gonna sneak some weird stuff in there, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll check it, Arian. Appreciate it. Oh, 3 mini can code? Yeah, that's alright. All right, so we're under the 200 exponential. I'm waiting for something to happen here. We're green on the day. The 1 minute's right at, this is why, like, you know how I always tell people to watch the 200 exponential? Look at this. This is why. Like, look, we break over it, start maintaining that upward trend. Look, we literally bounce directly off the 200 exponential and keep going. Like, look at how useful the 200 EMA is. It really is like a powerful level. This music sucks. Listen, guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying over here. I'm trying. We got the Case-Shiller House Price Index dropping at 9 a.m. in 4 minutes, chat. In 4 minutes. What happens if I accidentally made all my profit on the first day? Well, then they're going to raise your profit target the next day. Y'all hate this song, huh? It's all right. There you go. All right, Case-Shiller House Price Index. Case-Shiller House Price Index is expected at 4.4%, guys. They're basically expecting house price, they're basically expecting the change in selling price of single-family homes in these areas increase of 4.4%. It's the 200 exponential moving average. It's this is how you add it on Top Step X. You go to indicators, you add the exponential moving average, the moving average exponential, whatever it's called, and then you go change the length to 200. You do that, this indicator will pop up. Powerful level. Virtual machine, yeah. All right, guys, 2.5 minutes. Case-Shiller, what's up, Goose? How you doing, bro? All right, guys. Hey, we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. At least we got something going on today. All right, guys. 2 minutes left. Bro, clothes are gotten too baggy for me. Like, I realize I'm just not a cool person anymore. Because everybody's walking around like Justin Bieber, dude. This dude is wearing, like, parachute pants, bro. All right, guys. Hey, we got a minute left. A minute left. Case-Shiller House Price Index. 4.4% increase in house prices is what they're expecting here. See what we get. It's very close to being released. CB consumer confidence later. 4.4% for Case-Shiller. You guys ready? 50 seconds. That's what having kids does. Yeah, I'm definitely not cool anymore for sure. All right, guys. 30 seconds. 30 seconds. $20 seconds. 20 seconds. All right, 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there's the release. 4.5%. An increase in the HPI month over month, 0.4% versus 0.2%. The 20 NSA year-over-year data showed 4.5% versus 4.4%, higher than expected house price index increase. So house prices increased by 4.5% year-over-year. So from last February to this February, or from last December to this December, house prices increased 4.5%. 4.5% year over year. They expected 4.4%, so it's a little bit. Yeah, let's look at the VNQ. It's a little bit higher than expected. Here's the Vanguard Real Estate ETF. Let's look at bond yield, see what they do here. Are bond yields open yet? So yeah, bond yield's kind of down on this report. Look at this. So yeah, 4.5% for Case-Shiller House Price Index. Now we got CB Consumer Confidence at 10. CB Consumer Confidence at 10 a.m., guys. I don't know who's cool and who's not cool. All I know is that I am not cool anymore. I don't know if I ever was, but I'm definitely not now. Quick on how you're using the 200 EMA. What do you personally look for, given you're the top 3 worst trader in the world? I look for trends, confirmation of trend. So like an example of this here, like if we look at the chart, downward trend, you can kind of see like here's the downward trend specified area of it. If you look at the 200 EMA, look at this. Like it's rejecting really nicely off of that level. When it finally breaks over the 200 exponential and it pulls back to it, look at it hold really well. Pulls back up to it again, pulls back, holds really well, holds then again. And so it's just a really nice milestone support and resistance area, number one. Number two is it's a trend level. So I kind of use it like a VWAP. I've been using it a lot more than the VWAP lately. But yeah. Also, guys, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. No PDT rule. You can use the 200 EMA on Top Step X. Again, they give you a demo. Test your skill with it. If you pass the test, they fund you. If you fail, you only lose the base amount. If you only lose what you pay for it. So the base one's $50 basically, $49 a month. They're going to give you a $50,000 demo account. If you can make $3K on that demo account without losing $2K, following their rules and conditions, they fund you $50K, 90% split, and you get to keep your first $10K. And this is a really nice situation because it teaches you how to trade. It's kind of like a souped up demo. It comes with real-time data, and if you were going to pay with real-time data anyways, it's going to cost about the same. And if you fail the challenge, you can use their practice account with real-time data. So it's useful. There's value there. But if you pass it, 90% split, very similar to funding your own account in that way. You get to keep your first 10K in profit. And if you're good enough, you can then withdraw and fund your own account. But if you fail, it's just a limited risk. And it's just a great way to learn. It's kind of like I said earlier, most day traders lose. And so if you try to look cool and you take big size in your own account, funding your own account 5, 10, 20, 30 grand, you're probably going to lose a huge chunk of that. It makes no sense, especially when you're learning in the beginning. And most day traders lose. It doesn't matter where you go, what course you take, what your mentor is. You're probably going to lose day trading. That's just the objective truth. Top Step X also has 0 commission. And so you can take these little micro trades and trade very, very small and have 0 commission. And tiny amount of fees per contract, 0 commission, and the whole thing's very similar to day trading stocks. Very similar. No PDT rule. You can trade some currency pair, or you can trade some currencies as well. I don't know if it's pairs, but you can trade like the euro, I think, and some other stuff. But again, you want to confirm it all with them. I can't guarantee anything. I'm not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose money. I'm one of the top 3 worst traders ever. Don't copy me. Understand CFTC 4.41 hypothetical or simulated performance have limitations. Not an investment or trading professional, guys. If you want to check out the link, it is in chat right now. They're an affiliate of mine as well, so I'm biased. There you go. All right, so we have the Case-Shiller House Price Index. Now we got CB Consumer Confidence data. 10 a.m. Yeah, we got 25 minutes left, chat. 25 minutes. We'll see when Supermicro drops their numbers. I have no freaking idea when they are. Yeah, we got CB consumer confidence data. Yeah, we got Nvidia stuff too, man. How long are short on SPY or S&P? Are NASDAQ and micro NASDAQ the same price? They're the same price, but they're different in terms of the profit and loss you make per tick, right? So the NQ is what's called the E-mini. It's the NASDAQ E-mini. I believe it moves $5 per tick up and down. So if you have 2 contracts and it goes in your favor 2 ticks, you make $10. If you have 2 contracts and it goes against you 2 ticks, you lose $10. If you have 1 contract and it goes against you 1 tick, you lose $5, you know. But it's much more volatile than like the ES. The ES is the S&P. The NQ is the NASDAQ. So the ES is basically like the SPY. The NQ is basically like the QQQ. And the QQQ and the NASDAQ is just much more volatile. The micro, the MNQ, is the same price action. It's the same movement. But the amount you make or lose per tick is 10x smaller. So the NQ, or the micro NASDAQ, is 50 cents a tick versus $5 a tick. For the regular NQ, right? So it's just much smaller size, and so you can scale in and out much smaller, easier with the MNQ. Yeah, Supermicro is down here. I'm trying to see if we got any news. All right, so we do have House Speaker Johnson says House will vote on budget resolution today on Tuesday. RTX's Collins Aerospace has been selected by Boeing to supply the ACES 2 ejection seats for the Air Force's F-15EX fleet. I do a little bit of everything, stocks, futures, to be honest. We do a little bit of all. All right, guys, we got 20 minutes left until the market opens. 20 minutes left. So the NASDAQ has dipped all the way down to that 200 exponential. It's the only problem is it's bounced off this level numerous times. So eventually it's kind of like chipping away. I think eventually it's going to break. Hey, John, can you please explain the difference between a day trading pattern and a day trade call? I'm not sure what you mean by call. There's a lot of calls. It could be call options. It could be like I'm making a call here, which is like a decision. In trading, call just means a decision, or call could mean a call option. So what are you talking about? Margin call? Yeah, it could be a lot of different things. Yeah, I'm looking at the 200 exponential right now, but I do have to just kind of sit tight and wait for a second. All right, guys. So pattern day trading is meaning like you're day trading more than 3 times a week. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. But PDT means you're day trading more than 3 times a week. If you do, you have to have at least $25,000 in a margin account for stocks to be able to day trade more than 3 times per rolling 5-day period is what it is. It's called the PDT rule, the pattern day trading rule. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So market really hasn't done anything. It's still sitting right at that 200 EMA. What he's talking about. Let me check back up in the chat. Need to deposit 26,000 to solve my day trade call warning. Yeah, if you have over $25,000 in equity, they should be fine. I would reach out to them, but I don't know for sure, you know. Yeah, so we're sitting tight right now. We're gonna day trade at the open. We got CB consumer confidence data. Okay. Home Depot CEO says the company expects organic sales for SSR distributions to grow mid to single digits. So I'm wondering if that's going to move markets. It doesn't look like Supermicro Semiconductors is out with their numbers yet, no? It depends on if you have a margin account or not. If you don't have a margin account, the PDT rule doesn't apply. Hey. All right, guys. Yeah, the pattern day trading role is absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, my voice cracked. Pattern day trading. The pattern day trading role. The pattern day trading rule is absolutely freaking ridiculous. Okay. Basically, they act like they're protecting traders, you know, and they say, hey, if you want to be able to day trade actively, you got to have at least $25,000 in your account. Like, that's basically like saying, hey, if you want to learn to drive, you got to drive a Ferrari, okay? Because we want to protect you. So if you want to learn to drive a Ferrari. That's it. That's the only thing we're going to allow you to drive because we care about you. And so when you're learning how to drive, we're going to force you to drive in a Ferrari instead of a really cheap, crappy car like you should be learning to drive in. Like what the pattern day trading rule does is it causes people to lose so much more money than they need to. Like imagine if they let you day trade $1,000 account. Like yeah, you're still probably going to lose a lot of that, but it's going to be a lot better than losing $25,000 that you're forcing them to trade with. It makes no sense. What it really does is it allows your broker to sit on your money long enough and earn more interest. That's what it is. That's the reason it's there. Absolutely. They'll never admit it. That's absolutely the reason the PDT rule is there. But again, this is why you day trade futures, right? Check out Top Step X. Link is in the description. They're an affiliate of mine. I'm biased, but check them out. No PDT in futures. Get you around it. You can basically day trade the SPY and Q with no PDT restrictions. But yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Nah, it's all good, mister. Crypto market's down big today, guys. I don't know what it's doing, but it's down big. Yeah, what's up, Yair? Tax advantages of futures. I don't know. Ask your CPA, brother. I'm not a accountant. I avoid asking any or answering any questions like that. Here's Bruce. Oh, hey, how you doing, man? Yeah. Sorry, guys. I've been muted. Or no. All right. Love you. Bye. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I've been muted. Talking to my wife and some people here. Yeah. Nvidia is really interesting. Nvidia's had a big downfall, right? So Nvidia has fallen all the way down to under 130s. It's at exactly 130 right now. The previous closing price is right above it. Bond yields are down. You know. So here, I'm gonna move this over a little bit. There we go. Bond yields are down. Let me put this up. There we go. I want to let you guys able to see everything. So bond yields are down, which is good for interest rates. If you want interest rates to be lower, this is better. Yeah, we got 7 minutes left until the market opens, guys. 7 minutes left. Yeah, it's kind of one of those slow periods. Every day after this is busy as heck, dude. Like every single day after this is incredibly busy. All right, guys, 5 minutes roughly left, a little bit over 5. Do you think the market will go below 5,500 this year? I really don't know, man. I think it could. I think we're gonna correct sometime. I might be wrong though. Like we really don't know for sure. Like we can only kind of speculate and wait and you know, but we really don't know. Like we really don't know. All we can do is guess. The big edge is always on the upside for markets. Like the markets are going to go up long term. Short term, anything could freaking happen. So here's the break under the 200 EMA. And again, this is kind of what I said earlier. Like we've kind of chipped away at it. I think we could drop now. This is why I didn't buy this dip. Like a couple people asked me why I didn't buy the 200 exponential bounce. It's because we had already bounced like 2 or 3 times prior to that right off of the 200 EMA. And I just think like the market's not going to hold every time. It's just not that predictable. And so we just waited. It looks like that was the right move. Look at the dip under the 200 EMA right now. So we're still falling. Game plan is basically just to wait to see if we get a correction and start to DCA into it. That's the plan right now. Aren't we in a correction right now? We're in a little one. We're not in a huge one yet. Like if we put up a like this, like okay, so here's a yearly chart right here. This is a yearly chart. Literally right here, this chart right here. The correction that we're currently facing is nothing, right? Like this is the correction that we're currently in. And so we're just not in a big enough one yet. Like I need a correction like this before we start to buy into it, at least. I need something like that before I start dipping into it. Until then, I'm just not super excited to take any positions based off of it. I'll be right back, guys. Literally, I'll be like 30 seconds this time. All right, guys, we got the opening bell. 2 minutes. The question is, do we short under the 200 exponential moving average here? Do we short now? I don't know. I'm going to wait. We only need about $1,000 to get funded in this account, so I think I'm just going to chill and wait. I like looking at the 200 EMA on a 1 minute chart for some reason. I think you can use it on any of them, but on a 1 minute it seems to work really, really well for some reason. Super micro. They're supposed to file sometime before the end of the day. We got 20 seconds left. Again, I'm not shorting. I'm just going to wait. Like I said, I'm just going to wait. Too much choppiness, to be honest. This is a big move up and a big move down. We're looking at Nvidia, super micro, the SPY. All right, here's the opening bell, guys. 5 seconds. All right, there's the bell. DCA, DCA, DCA. Yeah, I mean, I like DCAing, but there's the opening bell. We'll see what we get. We're 1 minute in. Looking at some stocks here. A lot of stuff's dropping at the open. AVGO's down, Supermicro's down, Microsoft's down, Amazon's down. Nvidia's flat mostly, hadn't really moved much. The question is, are we kind of front loading into Nvidia earnings, or like what is this big red pressure showing up as? I could have short. Look at the 200 EMA rejection here. So it did reject right off of that 200 EMA. I mean, as in a larger picture, is touching the daily 200 a decent correction? It is. But everybody's going to be different on whether they like it or not. No. The C car? I haven't driven that in days. Do you know where it is? I haven't driven it in a while. Alright guys, look at this big dip. This is a big red move, but it's too close to the opening bell to take a position. Oh. Look at that 200. Look at the support level hold. This level right here. All right, guys. So again, we did bounce right off of there. I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm gonna wait. I think I'm gonna play my actual funded accounts here today instead of this. So we're gonna play our actual funded accounts. Start off with this one on the day, and I'm gonna pull up the micro NASDAQ. I tend to have better levels on this, and we're gonna document some of these too here. Netflix is dumping down quickly here, chat. Netflix is falling down to 976. Definitely getting somewhat of a correction right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and short this. A little risky. Oh wait, these are micros. Oh, this is my funded account. Okay, good. I forgot I was trading my actual account, so we made a little bit there. Okay, good. Stuff's starting to bounce back, so I'm gonna wait now. Alright, so we're still falling down some here. We'll see what Netflix and the rest of these do. Yeah, just big red pressure here. We'll see if the red brutal like breakdown keeps happening or what. Yeah, so we're breaking down a lot. A lot of upwick pressure here on some stuff, so I'm just going to sit tight. See if we start to rebound back up on anything. I'll let the market play out first here. Big increase back up. I don't know if some good news came out or what, or bad news, but man, what a green surge. We hit the 200 exponential here. Let's see what we do now. All right, so just going back to my actual Combine account, we have to make, let me check this. I want to make sure, like, we built up some profit on the day. You can kind of see the P&L. We need about $400 left in profit. I want to make sure, I want to make sure that we're not, like, breaking a rule here in this one. I'm pretty sure we can make the last amount today, but I want to make sure just to be safe. So let's chill and wait for a second. But so far so good. Look at this big upward. This is stopping accounts out too, man. Just big upward movement, big downward pressure here. Let me see this one. All right, Super Micro is still breaking down. I'm trying to see if there's any news around this. I don't see any. Okay, so the first day we made. Okay, perfect. Yeah, so we can finish this today. I'm gonna just switch to micros and just stay on micros. Try to make that last $400. Dude, I was gonna short into this level here, but I just didn't catch it. I think it's plausible that we have choppiness too. Nice, it just made a little bit more, not a ton. We're gonna bet on a liquidity grab here and just add in some size. There we go. Nice little $100 plus. We need less than 300 now. We got the exact liquidity grab. If you don't know what I mean by liquidity grab, right? Like a lot of traders attack these like low of the day levels. So they attack this break. You see how we break right here? And they jump in low of the day shorts, high of the day longs. Like they never work. They end up faking people out most of the time. I mean, they sometimes work, don't get me wrong. But a lot of the time, they're just going to grab that liquidity from the people jumping in and use that as just like a rip up right afterwards, right? And that's precisely what we got here. And so when I say I'm looking for a liquidity grab, what I mean is I'm looking for us to break this low and then immediately retrace back up in a big way. And again, that's exactly what happened here. It's one of the reasons like I never attack shorts, shorted low of the day shorts, high of the day breakouts. Like they almost never work. It's kind of like a rookie strategy that never works, almost never works. Not in futures, maybe in penny stocks, but not in futures. Consumer sentiment data is in 20 minutes. 20 minutes. All right, we're gonna buy this dip. Do the same thing, kind of scale in here to the support level that we got on our chart. We got 12 contracts. See if we can pop up real quick. Oof. You don't love to see it. This thing is just eating accounts right now, guys. Just be careful. Man, dude, that was like the worst case scenario. We lost about a 4. Okay. Okay. Man, look at this downward pressure. Wow. I'm gonna try to attack this here, but man. Okay. Okay, you just want to, if you want to just explain to them what they're doing. Sorry guys, I got contractors that are here. I'm gonna put up my funded account and we're just gonna trade this for now. Such a choppy morning though right now, to be honest. Like really, really choppy. Okay, so we made most of it back. I'll show you guys this actual combine account right now. We need about, look, so we did gain a little bit. I only need about $200 now, so we're gonna start really small. What's the likelihood that this is gonna keep rebounding back? I think it's pretty low, but who knows, man. All right, so there's another 50 or so, 40. We need about $170. Okay, so we're breaking down in the market here. So all right, so I wonder if we could short this little pop here. So look at the support level at 309. I'm just gonna wait. All right, so we're gonna short. We have to be ready to cut it fast. Oh wait, this is micros. Okay, I forgot I was in micros. We did break down, so look at that breakdown. It did work. So we're about $100 away to getting funded in this account. I don't want to take too big of size, but I do want to let it work here. I think there's a good chance we get choppiness, especially with Nvidia earnings coming out tomorrow. So I think there's a good chance we get choppiness. Yeah, so look, there's us heading up. And some pressure showing up. All right, so that's too much weakness for me to be interested in attacking. I'm gonna go ahead and try it, but it's risky. I should have known better. I even said it was a little bit too risky for me to attack, but it's all good. We'll see if we could salvage it here. Another liquidity grab. We're just gonna cut it. So we lost about 150. We still got about 300 to go. I like shorting these lows, but I'm looking at Nvidia coming down to 128s. Nvidia's looking weak, and then we're also showing Amazon breaking down, Microsoft breaking down, other tech, but it's not as weak as it could be, I think, here. All right, we're gonna try an adding scaling strategy that we only use on these combine accounts. Again, I'm only gonna use this on a combine account. I'm not gonna use this on a regular one. Hopefully I don't eat it. There we go. All right, that worked. We should be pretty freaking close, man. We're less than 100. Depends on if Nvidia gets weak here. All right, we need $25 left. I'm gonna scale down to 2 contracts max. As I say that, I immediately jump in 4 contracts. We have 2 now, though. We'll give it time. We need $5, $10. My support level's working too good here, to be honest. Alright, we need $50 now. My support level's just working too good. Look at that resistance level here too. Nvidia's still looking weak too. I don't want to get stuck. I'm pretty confident we're going to do it. We're going to take 1 contract increments now. But we're going to try to let the momentum slow down a little bit first. And maybe add to it if we're green enough. There we go. Try to let it creep up some here. I'm immediately going to cut that, so now we're about $80 away. Alright, sorry guys. I'm gonna run into this support level here. Alright, we've already taken some off. Let's see if we can get a little bit more. I do have a support resistance level right here, literally right here, so I'm gonna take some size. I mean, I'm trying to catch a falling knife, which is my mistake, and the whole market's bloody red. But we're very, very close to getting funded. All right, now we need $200. So close. At one point, I was like $5 away. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to go let my dogs out. All right, so yeah, definitely red. You're looking at, I mean, honest take. So he says, dude, what about this says long? You're looking at a macro markets view, and I'm looking at a probability of a short-term day trading attack. And so it's just different things, bro, different things. You know, again, today alone, we are up $1,100. And so we can critique the couple losses that I take after making $1,100, $1,200, and that's fine, but it's silly, I think, but it's okay. Do what you do. I'm gonna take a size here, and then, but we're gonna start small, and we're gonna add to it if we're green only. Limit some of it. I'm trying to catch the relief bounce that we get. Sorry, we got contractors working on stuff. All right, so we just added to this. We got enough room to justify, I think, but all right, we took half off, locked a profit in, and go ahead and cut the rest there. So we made a little bit just now. We will try to add back to this and look for like a retracement bounce, but go. I just made a little bit more. We need about 150 left. Yeah, well, no, the dog, we have contractors inside working on stuff, so the dogs see them and they just think, intruder. Intruder alert. Hey, we got 5 minutes left before CB Consumer Confidence. Yeah, we are green on our actual funded account too, small. So there's the little relief bounce that we profited from. And again, you can kind of see Nvidia bouncing back. We're going to take some size here, see if we can catch it, but we got 7 contracts. There we go. 1 left. Yeah, we need 85, 75, 80 bucks. Add to this. Take it off. Take the rest off there. Okay, yeah, we need 40 bucks left. Found some support right there. We got 3.5 minutes before CB Consumer Confidence data goes live. Yeah, we'll talk about it when it goes live for sure. All right, there we go. We're back. Okay, we got 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes. Oh, dude, my dogs. I love them, but they never stop barking. All right, we're going to jump in this, take a high probability scalp, but hoping I don't get stuck in something else. All right, we cut. We got out green. Dude, I'm starting to get stressed out, but my dogs never shut up barking, dude. They just bark and bark and bark and bark. I'm gonna cut it here. I'm starting to get frustrated because my dogs, it's just hard to think right now. We got contractors here. My dogs won't stop barking. And look, there's the bounce that we wanted to, but it's not worth attacking. Let me see how much we need left. We need, oh my gosh, I'm still in this. I just saw this too. Oh man. All right, we got 3 contracts left. Luckily, we were able to get out flat there. All right, we got 20 seconds here, guys. I'm going to get out pretty much flat on the last little piece, and that's okay. The CB Consumer Confidence data drops right now. All right, so CB Consumer Confidence data dropping 3, 2, 1, and now expected was 102. It came in really low at 98.3, much lower than expected CB Consumer Confidence at 98.3 versus 107. So we're going to switch to our actual funded account now and try to play that a little bit more.
Hopefully my dogs just be quiet. But yeah, CB consumer confidence data came out way worse than expected at 98.2 versus 103 basically expected here. So let's see if we get any big retracements up. A little bit of a breakdown here. Look at this weakness. Oof, big breakdown here, guys. This is my funded account. Sometimes the first move is the wrong move for stuff like this. So I'm hoping we get some retracements here, but oof, just brutal red action. Yeah, so CB consumer confidence again, 103 versus yeah, 103. So market's down. Honestly, this is like a big correction for sure. Yeah, I'm just going to sit tight, guys. I'll try to play it out later. I got too much stuff going on, so I'm going to bow out for the day. Again, if you want to check out Top Step, great way to help support the channel. There's no PDT in futures. So if you want to do what I'm doing and trade with me, no PDT in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are very similar to blue chip stock patterns. No PDT restrictions. I'm going to try buying the dip in my actual funded account here. We'll see how this goes. And again, if you want to day trade with me, you can see how similar this is to day trading stocks. No PDT rule in futures. You can day trade the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell. Up 15. I just don't want to get stuck in a slump down. We're kind of flat on this position now. Flat on the day total. And then tomorrow we got Nvidia earnings. So if there is like an argument for upward price action, it's Nvidia earnings indicating like choppiness. I just got too much stuff going on. It's hard to manage the stream, contractors, dogs yelling. I'm going to cut at least a piece of this and we're going to get out. A little $80 loss. We were already up a little bit on the day too, but we're down small. Again, just not my day, guys. Not my day. Too much stuff going on outside of this. So again, if you want to check it out, I'll put the link up. They're an affiliate of mine. I am biased. So if you want to help support the channel, there's the link. I'll put it up in chat right now. Great way to learn how to day trade though. And yeah, there's the link. Check it out. Market's still breaking down, looking weak. The question is, do we rebound in choppiness for Nvidia earnings tomorrow? Again, day trade the futures market. No PDT rule. You can day trade the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell, gold, some currencies. Patterns are very similar to blue chip stock patterns. Top Step's the most legit one in the world. They've paid out almost $200 million. They give you a demo, test your skill with the demo first. You pass the test, they fund you, you fail. You only lose what you pay for it. In this case, it's like $50 for the base one. Great way to learn. There's the link. I'll see you guys later. Y'all be good. And yeah, I got too much stuff going on. I'll see you guys later. My dogs, I still hear them barking in the background, so I'm going to go play with them maybe. And I'll see you guys later.